Hello everyone, welcome to Lukman IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 7th February 2021. So let us see which are the important articles in today's The Hindu newspaper. Yes, these are the important articles. As it is Sunday's newspaper, we know that the science and technology page and FAQ page is very important, and direct relevant articles and issues are discussed on those pages for our UPSC examination from, let's say, science and technology, geography, environment, climate change topics. And on FAQ page, some of the issues which are very much in news in last one week, and somehow they are relevant to our UPSC mains examination as well as prelims examination. For example, let us take overview of these articles in today's The Hindu newspaper. For mains purpose, the government regulations and tech platforms from governance perspective, GS2 paper. So these टेक्नोलॉजिकल जायंट्स जिसको बोला जाता है, जो बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज होती है लाइक गूगल और फेसबुक और सच लार्ज सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म ऑल्सो, सो दे Twitter company. So all these companies somehow impact hugely on, we can say that, the internal security as well as the stability in the society, and somehow they have grown into such large areas, or we can say influence political, social, economic aspects of day-to-day life. So that's why somehow the government regulations are important. The need of government regulations on those companies and the content which is shared on those companies, we can say on those platforms, is very much important. So which legislation in India, like IT Act 2000, so how that IT Act is relevant to regulations of these companies, this is explained in this article. This is important. Then, can a bad bank solve the growing NPA crisis? So bad bank, again it is in news. It was in news for quite a time in last 3-4 years. Now in this Union Budget 2021-22, again the Union government has announced for creation of asset reconstruction company and asset management company. So that's why the bad bank concept, again it is in news. So what is bad bank, and the pros and cons of bad bank, whether it will necessarily reduce the NPAs, this is what the article is discussing from economy perspective. Then Niti Aayog seeks to track impact of green verdicts. The new study undertaken by Niti Aayog, the think tank of the government, so it has undertaken the study of 5 such verdict of Supreme Court or NGT on the 5 such projects, developmental projects, which were stalled by the judiciary's announcement or verdicts, we can say, and the impact of those verdicts on economic development. So whether the economic development is, we can say that, less preferred because of those judgment, the article, or we can say the study is going to give some insights into that. Water scarcity likely in Himalayan catchment if warming continues. So one of the studies on those rivers as well as glaciers, melting of glaciers and ice caps on Himalayas. So it shows that the water scarcity in near future is going to increase in the catchment areas as well as the we can say that lower riparian states of those rivers, including India, Bangladesh, China or Pakistan also. So these countries are going to face severe water scarcity in future if the warming trend continues. This is what the study again warns. And for prelims perspective, Food Safety and Security Authority of India caps trans fats in food products. So again in December also it was in news as the trans fat levels were decreased in the oil, oils and fats products. बट अभी सारे फूड प्रोडक्ट्स को यूनिफॉर्म स्टैंडर्ड्स लगा दिए हैं, ठीक है. सो व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय ट्रांस फैट्स? दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर prelims examination, and the similar kind of question was asked in UPSC prelims 2011. So we are going to look into that question also. Okay, so let us see one by one these articles. First, government regulations and tech platforms, GS2 paper, governance. So here the context of the article is that recently what the kind of Twitter hashtag or the propaganda that is going on the Twitter, and therefore what happened is the microblogging site Twitter, the government had requested to remove or suspend those accounts, Twitter accounts who are propagating that hashtag. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे हम बोल सकते हैं कि after analyzing, the Twitter has reinstated these accounts and said that it is not against any of its policies. तो इसकी वजह से ये न्यूज़ में था. Now what is important for our examination is that why these companies or the content on the social media platforms is needed to be regulated by the government. Why there is need? So we need to understand that the cyber crimes and the evolving nature of cyber crimes is somehow becoming more and more dynamic, and for that purpose these companies which are involving, or we can say that they are intermediaries in dealing with all these data or cyber data. So they need to help the government to tackle these cyber crimes, and that's why every country, almost each and every country in the world has come up with the legislations to regulate these companies. ठीक है, तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए that the cooperation between technology service companies and law enforcement agencies is now deemed a vital part of fighting cyber crimes. At the same time, the kind of data being shared, or the let's say hate speeches or rumors, misinformation and fake news, inflammatory news, provocative messages, child pornography, these are the issues we can see on social media platform, and somehow that affects the public order, public morality. At the same time, somehow the stability in the society is hampered. There can be let's say instances of riots also because of such messages, and that's why most of the nations has come up with the stringent laws to regulate these companies and comply with the let's say ask, or we can say ask these companies to comply with these laws and regulations. Now we have to understand that which are the provisions in India. What does the law in India cover? So what are the provisions? Only one single law, Information Technology Act 2000. It deals with all the kind of cyber crimes in India. So this Information Technology Act defines these intermediaries. Okay, so these intermediaries, they play a role in the use of computer resources and electronic records. तो इसमें क्या क्या इंक्लूडेड होता है? इसमें सारी जो कंपनीज हैं, सो दोज कंपनीज विच आर डीलिंग विथ दिस डेटा storage or data sharing, all these social media platforms, and even the online payment and auction sites, cyber cafes and online marketplaces like Flipkart and Amazon, all these are included here as intermediaries. Okay, and these intermediaries are regulated under this act. And what are the provisions? Like section 69 of the act provides or confers the central and state government the power to issue directions to intercept, monitor and decrypt any information generated, transmitted, stored in any computer resource. So these are the powers under section 69 of the act. At the same time, the grounds on which these powers may be exercised are provided here. तो जैसे हम देखते हैं कि some of the reasonable restrictions which are provided under Article 19 of freedom of speech and expression. So for example, security of the country, integrity of the country, defense of India, friendly relations with foreign states. So public order या फिर जो है हम investigating any offense. So for that purpose, such kind of directions can be issued by central and state government. Right. So these are provided under section 69 of this IT Act. Now are these provisions absolute, or we can say sorry. So before that we can talk about how does the government block website and network. So section 69A, for similar reasons and grounds on which it can intercept, monitor, so enables center to ask any agency or government or any intermediate to block access to public of any information generated or transmitted. So section 69A also provides some powers to central and state government. And what are the obligations of intermediaries under Indian law? So these obligations, basically these intermediaries are, there is compulsion on sharing the data that is stored or shared on this platform by these companies. Everything they have to cooperate with central government or state government law enforcement agencies under the provisions of this act. Otherwise there will be let's say stringent punishments like there can be we can say that imprisonment for term up to 3 years, or we can say 7 years, besides fine. So there are many provisions. We need not to go into details of these provisions, but in general you need to know that there are penal provisions. At the same time there are fines also, imprisonment as well as fines. Now is the liability of intermediary absolute? यानी कि इसका मतलब ये है क्या कि जो भी डेटा उस पे शेयर किया गया है ये उनकी लायबिलिटी बनती है क्या कि वो डेटा भी डिटेक्ट करना है और वही रिमूव करेंगे? ऐसा नहीं है. This is not unlimited liability of this company. Rather, the section 79 of the IT Act makes it clear that the intermediary shall not be liable for any third party information, data, link made available or hosted by them. Okay, so they are not the absolutely liable for such kind of data on their platforms. Rather, we have to understand that the Supreme Court in Shreya Singhal case in 2015 read down the provision to mean that the intermediaries ought to act only upon receiving actual knowledge that the court order has been passed asking them to expeditiously remove and disable access to certain material, right? So this means that because the court felt that the intermediaries such as Google, Facebook may receive millions of such requests and it may not be possible for them to judge which of these were legitimate. So that's why we can say that the when they are asked to remove by certain competent court, then only they are supposed to remove. So in this manner we can attempt this question. Cooperation between technology service companies and law enforcement agencies now deemed to be a vital part of fighting cybercrime. Discuss the statement with reference to instances of misuse of social media platform. So you can give some certain instances, जैसे अभी देखते हैं कि how the fake propaganda is being promoted on the social media platform after this 26th January riots in Delhi. So even earlier instances of communal riots that happened because of fake news or such kind of morph videos and images transmitted on this social media platform. ये सब चीजें हैं and that's why the companies are required to cooperate with the law enforcement agencies. At the same time, the companies are supposed to, or they themselves need to evolve such technological let's say tools on their platforms to remove such kind of data. For example, earlier also we said that the WhatsApp company itself has such kind of AI enabled technology on its platform to remove any kind of, let's say, disturbing images. Okay, so violent images or even the child pornography. So if the technology or the tool finds such data being transmitted on the platform, that is automatically removed or deleted from that. So such kind of things are required from these companies itself along with the cooperation with law enforcement agencies. Fine? Yes. So governance perspective. Next article, can a bad bank solve the growing NPA crisis? As just now we talked about from economy perspective, this is the proposal in Union Budget 2021-22. It has proposed to set up asset reconstruction company to acquire the bad loans from banks. Now what is bad bank? First let us understand the concept. So bad bank is the separate or independent company, we can say that. It acquires the non-performing assets from the bank and somehow it seeks to, let's say, restructure these loans or we can say bad loans, non-performing assets, and then sell again. So if it is able to sell them with profit, then it is well and good. or it can sell this at loss also, and it seeks to make some kind of capital from that to run itself. ठीक है, so the major or we can say main objective of that bad bank is not to make profit, rather to make, or we can say that these public sector banks which are facing the problem because of non-performing assets, it wants to make them efficient, the main objective. So we can say that generating profits is usually not primary purpose of bad bank. The objective is to ease the burden on banks holding large pile of stressed assets and to get them to lend more actively, right? So it is said that such kind of bad bank, when it acquires non-performing assets from these banks, public sector banks, now the capital will be freed up and these banks will be able to lend more actively. At present they are not, or we can say they are hesitant to lend actively. They are more cautious because of these NPAs, right? So yes, now pros and cons of setting up bad bank. So it can help, if you talk about the positives, it can help to consolidate all bad loans of banks under single exclusive entity, and now this entity will restructure all these loans, or we can say the assets and then somehow it will make free all these banks to lend more or more actively without any fear, right? So there is international example, similar kind of bank, or we can say program, the Troubled Asset Relief Program, TARP, in USA, implemented by the US Treasury in the aftermath of 2008 financial crisis. So what happened in 2000 financial crisis? There was we can say rampant lending by the banks, especially for housing loans projects, and somehow because of non-repayment of these loans, there was collapse of these banks, and because of that the NPAs grew out of control. Okay, so these banks became insolvent, and we can say that after that crisis, this TARP program was run. It was modeled around the idea of bad bank, and to some extent it was successful. Okay, its operations earned nominal profits. Okay, so there was no at such loss, we can say that, and it is we can say the argument we can give for establishing such bad banks. Cons. Yes, former RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan is completely against informing, or we can say that for formation of such bad banks or asset reconstruction company. Reason he is giving, or argument he is giving, that a bad bank backed by the government will merely shift bad asset from hands of public sector banks which are owned by the government to the hands of bad bank which is again owned by the government. तो इसका मतलब क्या है? बेसिकली एक हाथ से हम आप लॉस उठा रहे हो, दूसरे हाथ में रख रहे हो, एंटिटी सेम है, गवर्नमेंट. ठीक है, तो इससे जो है प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एनपीएस विल नॉट बी सॉल्व बिकॉज ऑफ दिस, राइट? दिस इज द मेजर एस्पेक्ट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. एट द सेम टाइम, yes, a bad bank backed by the government is likely to pay too much for stressed asset. Okay, there will not be efficiency in restructuring of this bank, there will not be professionalism in restructuring bank. Bad bank that is owned by the private banks or private entities, surely they will bring some efficiency, profit motive, professionalism in restructuring those loans. One that is backed by the government will not result into we can say efficient restructuring of that loans. So at the same time it is bad news for taxpayers, because they will once again have to foot the bill for bailing out the troubled banks. So basically what is the recapitalization money that the government is continuously fueling into this public sector bank? It is taxpayers money, and to whom these banks have lent? Big corporates, and they are becoming insolvent now. ठीक है, तो ये इशू हमें समझना चाहिए कि द कॉमन पर्सन, the taxpayer is becoming burdened continuously because of lack of solving the problem of NPAs once and for all. ठीक है, so from economy perspective we have to understand this. So will a bad bank help ease the bad loan crisis? To some extent we will agree to this. ठीक है, at the same time there will be some, let's say, hesitant, we can say the experts are not in favor completely, we will say that there will be huge risk of moral hazard according to some expert. At the same time, as these will be backed by the bureaucrats or manned by the bureaucrats, somehow what happens is the public sector banks which are run by the public servants, they are not having incentives to make profits or profitable transactions as compared to private banks. This is the major problem. At the same time, establishing such bad bank is the moral hazard, because again the banks, the normal public sector banks, if they are stripped off with these NPAs with such ease, again they will lend incessantly and without any, let's say, without any responsible manner. ठीक है, तो ये एक moral hazard बन सकता है. However, we say that a bad bank in reality could help improve bank lending not by shoring up the reserves, bank reserves, but by improving bank's capital buffer. तो ये हम एक पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट बोल सकते हैं, बट लेट्स से this improvement in banks capital buffers by freeing up capital, it could help banks to feel more confident to start lending again. So all these things are the measures being taken by the government is basically to increase the investment in the economy, investment rate, and because of that again the economic activities will increase. तो ये सारा जो है banks अच्छे से ज़्यादा lending करे, loans दे, ताकि ये कंपनीज फिर से इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज स्टार्ट करे. ये सब जो है इसका रीजन है स्टेप लेने का. ठीक है, सो यस, एग्जामाइन द प्रपोजल ऑफ यूनियन गवर्नमेंट टू सेट अप बैड बैंक टू सॉल्व प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एनपीएस. सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, आप पूरा जो इसका कंटेंट मिलेगा आप इसी आर्टिकल में, एक ही आर्टिकल में मिल जाएगा. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल, बैड बैंक कंसेप्ट. मूविंग ऑन, Niti Aayog seeks to track impact of green verdicts. So the context here is that the Niti Aayog, the think tank of the government, has commissioned a study that seeks to examine the unintended economic consequences of judicial decisions that have hindered and stalled big ticket projects on environmental grounds. So it has considered the 5 projects. Which are these 5 projects? Mopa Airport, Goa; Sterlite Copper Plant in Tamil Nadu; iron ore mining in Goa in 2018; sand mining in Uttar Pradesh 2013 NGT; construction activities in and around Delhi, the NGT imposed a ban on such construction activities. So these 5 projects are to be analyzed, or we can say ban on these projects is to be analyzed and understood whether there is any unintended economic consequences. अगर ऐसा होता है, so this will give insight to the judiciary in future to avoid any kind of, let's say, complete ban on these projects without understanding the long term impacts, economic impacts also. ठीक है, तो this is the unique or first time such kind of study is undertaken. Next, the water scarcity likely in Himalayas catchment if the warming continues. Just now we had given the context here, like the new study or the new paper published last month. This studied the Himalayan rivers and how the ice caps and glaciers are melting more and more. And now there is one unique trend. We have to understand that the glacier melt increase about 15% to 70% in the warmer environment with its present volume, but then decreases when glaciers volume shrink. इसका मतलब है इनिशियली मेल्टिंग होगा तो पानी का वॉल्यूम बढ़ेगा रिवर्स में, बट अल्टीमेटली व्हेन द वॉल्यूम और द साइज ऑफ ग्लेशियर्स एंड ice caps will reduce in future the melting of water will, or the volume of melted water will ultimately reduce. It impacts on river regimes also. So that's why we can say the water scarcity is going to be there in future if the continuous, or we can say the warming trend, the present warming trend continues. And for that purpose, water management, one thing, and the governance, or we can say water governance, are urgently required, highlighted by this study. ठीक है? Yes. So geography as well as we can say environment perspective, climate change, this is important. Then the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, FSSAI, ठीक है, तो फूड सेफ्टी एंड स्टैंडर्ड्स है, सॉरी, ठीक है, तो सिक्योरिटी नहीं है. फूड सेफ्टी एंड स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑथोरिटी ऑफ इंडिया हैज अमेंडेड इट्स रूल टू कैप द ट्रांस फैटी एसिड्स TFA in food products just weeks after it tightened the norms for oils and fats. So in December it had tightened the norms for fats and oils. ठीक है, now the food products, all food products in which edible oils and fats are used as an ingredient shall not contain industrial trans fatty acid. Now industrial trans fatty acids means artificial. There are two types of fatty acids, we will look into that, artificial and natural. So these industrial or artificial trans fatty acid more than 2% by mass of the total oils and fats present in the product, and these will be enforced from 1st January 2022. ठीक है, तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. At the same time, this is to be achieved 1 year before. WHO has called for global elimination of trans fats by 2023. ठीक है, so this is important. Why we are eliminating these trans fats from our food products? तो उसके बारे में हम जान के लेते हैं. Because these trans fats are very harmful and pose the risk of heart diseases. Okay, and that's why we need to reduce their content in our food products. So trans fats or trans fatty acids are form of unsaturated fats. ठीक है, so unsaturated fats or the hydrogenated fats, so they are basically harmful for our कार्डियोवास्कुलर मैकेनिज्म. ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे जो है वो उसका हम बोलते हैं कि कोलेस्ट्रॉल लेवल्स जो है, ओवरऑल कोलेस्ट्रॉल लेवल बढ़ा देता है. ठीक है, और उसकी वजह से ब्लॉकेजेस होते हैं, कोरोनरी ब्लॉकेजेस हार्ट में, राइट. सो दे कम इन बोथ नेचुरल एंड आर्टिफिशियल फॉर्म. नेचुरल जो होता है, द रूमिनेंट एनिमल्स लाइक वी कैन से द काउस एंड बफेलोज. ठीक है, सो the trans fat occur in their meat and dairy products from the ruminant animals like cattle, sheep and goats. Artificial trans fat, otherwise known as industrial trans fats or partially hydrogenated trans fats, are hazardous to human health. ठीक है, तो ये hazardous नहीं है, rather these are the hazardous levels. These are very small levels. Natural जो होते हैं वो बहुत ही small level पे होते हैं, बट जो फ्रूट प्रोडक्ट्स में आर्टिफिशियल एडेड होते हैं, दीज आर hazardous. These fats occur when vegetable oils are chemically altered to stay solid at room temperature, which gives them much longer shelf life. क्यों ऐड किए जाते हैं? To make them solid, keep them solid and increase their shelf life. जैसे हम देखते हैं ना डालडा या वनस्पति घी जिसको बोलते हैं, तो ये बेसिकली आर्टिफिशियल ट्रांस फैटी एसिड्स होते हैं, right? And they increase the risk of heart disease or such strokes. Fine. So in UPSC examination 2011 prelims examination, such kind of question was asked. We need to understand how to deal with this question, because again there can be similar kind of question. A company marketing food products advertises that its item do not contain trans fats. What does this company signify to the customers? ठीक है, तो वो बोल रहे हैं कि ट्रांस फैट्स हमारे प्रोडक्ट्स में नहीं है. समझो कोई एक कंपनी है, ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब क्या है, ये जो है कस्टमर्स को क्या सिग्निफाई कर रहा है? द फूड प्रोडक्ट्स आर नॉट मेड आउट ऑफ हाइड्रोजनेटेड ऑयल. श्योरली दिस इज करेक्ट. नाउ द फूड प्रोडक्ट्स आर नॉट मेड आउट ऑफ एनिमल और फैट ऑयल. दिस इज नॉट करेक्ट. ठीक है, तो ये क्लियरली नहीं बता रहा है, बिकॉज दीज आर नेचुरली प्रेजेंट इन डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स और सम ऑफ द मीट प्रोडक्ट्स. बेसिकली इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट द इंडस्ट्रियल और हाइड्रोजनेटेड, पार्शियली हाइड्रोजनेटेड प्रोडक्ट्स. ठीक है, तो वो नहीं होंगे. The oil used are not likely to damage the cardiovascular health of the consumer. This is correct. So that's why the answer is 1 and 3. Fine. So in this manner we have to attempt. ये इस तरीके से आपने पढ़ाई भी करनी चाहिए जब करंट अफेयर्स में हम न्यूज में ये ट्रांस फैटी एसिड्स की बात करें. Fine. Yes. So these were important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. For further information on editorial discussion classes or ED classes, wherein in-depth analysis of men's related issues and articles is done by Ansari sir and team, you can contact Lukman IAS. At the same time, अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आता है तो इसको लाइक कीजिए, कमेंट कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए आपके दोस्तों के साथ. थैंक यू.